All righty, my friends. It's good to see you here on this weekend where we had a start to the day. It was much warmer than where we've been ending it around here. A lot of us were in the 40s and low 50s at the beginning of the day, and a quick rise in temperatures just to come crashing down. It has overall been one of those days that I think a lot of folks just want to stay inside a nice warm house, bundle up, throw on a good movie, or maybe watch some good football or basketball. Basketball going on today. I know the Cards got a big win. Go Cards, baby. Absolutely love that. Um, it's just not one of those days that you wanted to be outside. But now things are really starting to clear out for us. Let's talk about yesterday first, though, because boy, did we have some very warm weather. I mean, to start off the day, we had record breaking temperatures, got to 68 degrees. So it was already a record breaking high temperature at midnight. Then we dropped a little bit. Then we had some sunshine come back out and that southwesterly breeze. So we rose back up to 69 degrees, is where we actually topped out in Louisville. That broke the old record set back almost 100 years ago, 1939, 67 degrees, World War II era. That record beaten by 2 here yesterday. So definitely a warm one, and it wasn't just us. In fact, some places, Carrollton, I think Munfordville, Campbellsville got all the way up to 70 degrees. So a lot of places across Kentucky, extra warm yesterday. Nashville got to 74, Little Rock to 70. And now we're all behind that cold front, so we're feeling the impacts. The colder air rushing in. We had some rain a little bit early today and then some during the afternoon. And some of those little showers out there, man, it was blustery. And you had it really, the little sprinkles hit you in the face and it kind of stings a little bit. That's what I'm talking about when it's a day that you just want to stay inside and watch TV or read a good book. Maybe the crackling of a fire for those that actually have a nice wood stove or something in our house. 28 mile per hour gust here in Louisville, 29 in Cincinnati. It was even higher up in Indianapolis at 38 and 37 in Nashville. So the winds definitely breezy out there today. Made it feel colder than it actually is. And that's still what's happening up in Seymour, although those winds have died down a lot. Sitting with 6 mile per hour, probably sustained winds up there in Seymour. 44 degrees for an actual temperature. Feels like 41. You guys can go ahead and put any questions that you might have in the chat. We'll throw them up here. We'll talk about it. If you guys have any questions about what's happening the rest of this weekend and into next week, I know you saw that title that says weekend snow chances. They're definitely there. Bardstown skies are really starting to clear out there. You can still see that the flag is moving a little bit on the flagpole. Some of those winds sitting at 7 miles per hour. That's down from where it was just a short time ago where we had gusts closer to 20. So everything's really starting to come down, tame overnight tonight with those winds. But we will start to pick up that chance for snow as more cold air rolls in. It feels like 37 in Bardstown. Actual temperatures in Carrollton, Shelbyville, 39 degrees. Austin, E-Town, Hardinsburg at 38. We still got some low 40s on the board, so we are cooling down for the rest of the night, especially as we start to see the clearer skies roll in. You can see a lot of folks west of 65 have already cleared out entirely. All the cloud cover is gone. All the rain definitely gone out of our area. That ended early this evening, even for our southernmost communities. Most of the rest of us, it was this afternoon. But now we have this big batch heading our way. And models have done a really good job saying something is coming overnight, but they didn't quite anticipate this. Now, this isn't anything big for us around here, but it is going to be a little bit of a rain-snow mix at the very beginning as it's moving through southern Indiana. And then I think that those temperatures get cold enough that it turns to an all-snow scenario for those that get it. Who's going to get it? Let's talk about that here. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in from Shepherdsville. Don McGahee, I believe is how you pronounce that. Thank you guys. Tammy Barger wanting to have Christmas again around here. This isn't necessarily a white Christmas, obviously, or even really a white start to the day tomorrow. Technically, if you guys didn't know, a white Christmas means that you have to have at least an inch of snow on the ground. So you could get snow to begin your Christmas day or at any point, but if there's not at least an inch, you don't have technically a white Christmas out there. Fun little fact for you. 28 degrees for a low temperature in Louisville tonight. That'll probably come right as we roll up to the morning hours because, again, temperatures are a little bit slow to drop. We'll have more cloud cover that moves in after this brief clearing that we've got, and winds at times, probably 10 to 15 miles per hour at most, but that might even be on the high end. 50% chance for precipitation. What type are we talking about? Mainly snow. Again, I do think that this model is underdoing the coverage across Indiana, the width of this little system that's moving through. And on the southern side of it, some sprinkles, some rain possible, but it's enough to kind of keep the road wet from what we had earlier today, and that would be about it. So a few slick spots possible late tonight after midnight. Most of that snow, that real snow chance, is going to stay north of 64 overnight. However, that does change tomorrow, where we'll actually have some little snow bursts here and there throughout the morning in the early afternoon hours. Also, I want you to notice here, I put on the actual temperature and the feels like temperature. So actual temperatures to start off your Sunday sitting in the upper 20s, right around 30 degrees. Feels like temperatures, though, down in the teens. So again, whatever wind that we have when we drop below freezing adds extra bite to it. Some of the models saying that it might feel like single digits throughout the day on Sunday. Temperatures for most of your Sunday morning are going to hang out in those 20s. And then we slowly rise throughout the day as we get the rest of this snow chance out of here. Already by 11 o'clock, so our second service, folks, I think that the snow flurries are coming to an end rapidly. So you may go into service, second service, with a few flurries out there, and then they're going to be gone in a heartbeat. Sunday afternoon, rising up above freezing, very likely everywhere. But again, that breeze out of the northwest keeps it feeling like we're down in the 20s for most of the day. And when it comes to snowfall totals, for Sunday morning, tonight, Sunday morning, just about everything that I've seen has said less than a half inch. Most likely scenario is 1/10 of an inch to maybe 1/4 of an inch in some of our highest snow bursts. Many of us will only see flurries. So again, while there's a good chance that you get snow at some point tonight, you'll probably be sleeping, you won't even see it, and by the morning, it's probably already gone. A dusting, if anything else. A quick coating can't be ruled out on elevated surfaces. Monday morning is a cold one, but seasonably so, sitting in those middle and the upper 20s, feeling like we're in the teens again, but by the afternoon, we're already right back to where our average highs this time of year, sitting in the low and the mid 40s. So Monday is going to basically be exactly what we would expect to see for a early to mid-January day around here. 20s to start, mid 40s at the end, and then we'll see 50s return on Tuesday and a better chance, potentially, for some snowfall on Wednesday, but that would be after that brief warm-up, getting a little bit of rain in there. So a rain-snow mix possible Wednesday during the day, turning over to more of a snow potential scenario there on Wednesday late evening and overnight. We haven't really dug into the details of accumulating snow with this one, but it is possible, so we'll keep a close eye on that for sure. There's just a lot that could happen with that next scenario. So again, you've already seen that we've got these temperature trends up and down here. Let me show you this graphic, just how drastic it's going to be, because we're on the climb where temperatures get back up into the mid-50s, and as soon as we get there on Tuesday, we come crashing right back down with high temperatures sitting in the 40s on Wednesday, back to 30s on Thursday. So it'll be nice for 24 hours around here on Tuesday. Very low rain chance, probably staying to the north Tuesday afternoon. And then your 50s turn right back to average 40s down into the 30s by Thursday. So enjoy Tuesday's weather while you've got it, because it is not going to last long. Clark Brown asking about snow-nados. No, we're not having anything like that. Let's see. Let me scroll up here. Anna says that we could take winter back. We don't want it. Well, let me show you just how much more of this you're going to be getting, Anna, because there is a lot of it. Shayna does not like to hear that we've got the snow and the cold. Sorry about that. Charles saying the ground's probably too warm. That is very likely. That's why I mentioned earlier that the most likely scenario for any accumulation would be elevated surfaces. So maybe a deck that has wind that blows underneath it and cools down the deck really, really fast. And so your snow can accumulate on that because the deck wood is going to be cooling down faster than the actual ground or even the concrete. Say that you got some bushes. Those are going to be spots that maybe a quick coating is possible. Georgetown, Indiana, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Alan Powell went sunny and 90 degrees. I'm not going to lie, I kind of wish, but that ain't happening, my friend. Yes, winter is definitely back. Some folks saying, bring on the snow. We'll have a little, but it's not one of those for the bots people, the bring on the snow people. It's not one that you're going to be happy with. It's just a quick taste of winter around here. Mike Finley wants to know what the weather for the Miami and IU game is going to be. Don't have details on that right now. Hoping to be able to discuss that with you during the newscast tonight, or at least what our thoughts are going to be, because it is about 10 days out. I think that happens on the 19th. So 9 days out. There's still a lot of speculation about what can happen with this next big round of cold, which there will be a lot of it. If you're going to be in the Louisville area, I think that for those that are having any big get-togethers and parties for the IU game, you're probably going to want to bundle up for that one. And Shayna's saying, at least it's not a blizzard. That's true. Campbellsville, Kentucky, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. We're happy you're here. Here's what I'm talking about when I mentioned that there's going to be big-time cold heading our way for the IU game, our way, for the Ohio River Valley. So first, what I'm showing you is the first round of cold air. So we've already got some right now. A bigger round of cold air is going to come in on Thursday. You saw that with that temperature graph I just showed you. 50s on Tuesday, 40s on Wednesday, 30s on Thursday. So that's the next big round of cold heading our way. And then we've got another push of it coming on Sunday. So that would be Sunday the 18th, I believe. Let me double check. Yeah, Sunday the 18th. All right, so another big push of cold air. Now, it's still warm down in Florida, so if you're heading down there the weekend before the game, hey, go for it. Have some fun. It's going to be nice. And then Monday itself, it does look like even that, and Tuesday, some of that cold air is going to infiltrate Florida. So if you're down there for the game, if it's Miami itself, it's not too bad, honestly, when you're talking warmth or cold air. It's going to be on the cool side for Miami standards for sure. For the at least it appears that way as of now, based on what we're seeing. It does look like it's going to be cool even in southern Florida, but it's going to be extra cold up here Monday and Tuesday, likely of not this upcoming week, but the week after. The reason that we're anticipating that is because there's what we call a sudden stratospheric warming event. So warm air way high up in the atmosphere, way high up there. And this is going to be up north of Canada, up in the Arctic. We start to see a big warming event high up in the sky. And because of that, it displaces cold air. It gets pushed out, and it literally jets back our direction. So let me show you again. Round of cold air on Thursday. You see another push with those purples and the pinks start to push down toward the Great Lakes and they retreat northward. But the really big one happens Monday and Tuesday, most likely. And you see all of those dark colors from the north with the pinks and the purples and everything taking over the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio River Valley region, and even pushing down into the southeastern U.S. Most of the country will probably be well below average at that point. So for us, the Climate Prediction Center has given at least the eastern half of the country is going to be cold, and you can even see that down across the southeast. For us, in that 6 to 10 day outlook, so from Friday of next week, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, those are going to be days that are likely below average. We'll give it about a 50, looks like we're in the 50% range for below average temperatures here. Now, I do think that there's a chance that we could be pretty well below average. So not just like, oh, we're a little bit below, but like pretty below. So colder air definitely going to be returning to the Ohio Valley region, very likely for not this, it's the next weekend and into early next week. Let's see, folks saying bring the mums inside. Yeah, you probably put them out there briefly. And that it's a soup day. Oh yeah, it's a soup day for sure. Hello from New Albany, E-Town folks, Clarksville. Thank you guys so much for joining in. So for those that missed it earlier, let me do a quick recap for you, because that's really all that we have update-wise on the weather. And then we're going to, of course, we'll give you more updates later tonight. Speaking of tonight, I'll just start right there for you. Temperatures dropping below freezing for everybody tonight. Louisville very well, upper 20s for us here and everywhere else. 50% chance that you get snow at some point. Brief little sprinkle can't be ruled out. Let me show you again. After midnight is when this snow starts north of Louisville. That first round, most of it staying probably north of the 64 corridor. Couple of little showers may be possible south. Temperatures really start to cool down to start off Sunday, and that's when we're going to have more little snow bursts. With those snow bursts, a quick covering is possible Sunday morning. So for folks that are heading out to church early in the day, maybe you're trying to run some errands first thing in the day, you may run into some of those snow bursts on the roadways, quick slick spot here or there. Just treat it as if it's raining outside. You want to give a little extra space between you and the person in front of you. Use your brakes a little early. Bring back your speed by a few miles. Just don't go flying down the road. I think most of us are going to be perfectly fine, because this is more likely a flurry scenario than accumulating snow, especially on the roadways. But elevated surfaces could see a quick dusting to coating of snow. Feels like temperatures on Sunday could dip down into single digits in a few spots, especially north. They stay cold all day long. Our average this time of year sits 43, 44 degrees. We'll hang out in the 30s all day long, despite sunshine coming back. And then Monday morning, a cold start in the 20s and a seasonably cool afternoon, getting back up to those 40s. And as I mentioned before, there is the warming trend, but it does not last long. We get those 50s to come back on Tuesday, and then we go right back down to around average Wednesday, and the cold, cold air comes in on Thursday, and that's just one of what will probably be 3 rounds of colder air coming our way. The next one comes Sunday, and then another round on Tuesday. And for those, again, heading down to Miami for the IU game, it's going to be colder than normal down there in Miami. It's not going to be brutal, but your trip, if you're flying out Sunday and you're flying back Tuesday, that's going to be a cold start to the trip and a cold end to the trip. So you'll still want to pack the winter jacket for you if you're going to be heading out of Louisville here and you're flying and you got that big winter jacket on. You take it off when you get down there. You got it to put right back on when you get back up here to Louisville. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'm going to check one more time to see if there are any questions in here. Bullitt County, Southville, Louisville, Henryville. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, it's just a quick 20-minute update for you guys on everything that we're anticipating coming our way, with a few snow chances tonight, accumulations possible on some elevated surfaces, not anticipating anything big. Cold air coming our way again on Thursday, and then more of it next weekend and early next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you all later. 10 o'clock tonight on WDRB.